New York City has recently evicted tens of thousands of migrant families from shelters as part of an ongoing crisis response. The city's shelter system is overwhelmed by the influx of new arrivals, leading to evictions under a new 60-day shelter limit policy for migrants. Estimates suggest that around 40,000 migrant families have been affected, with many left scrambling to find alternative housing.
But before we dive in, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest updates. Let's focus on the details here.
According to news reports, the first series of evictions are impacting adult migrants without children who were notified 1 month ago that the city will no longer pay to house them in hotels, tent dormitories, and other buildings maintained under the city's right to shelter mandate. Those being evicted by the city had been denied requests for an extension of their shelter stays to 60 days because they do not qualify for any of the extenuating circumstances enumerated by the city. The Times report says that the plan is being phased in and will eventually cover all 15,000 adult migrants in the city's shelter system. In all, there are 65,000 people housed in shelters in New York City, most of whom are families with children. The housing crisis in the nation's largest city of 8.3 million people has become the focus of the Adams administration's right-wing attack on migrants, which is designed to blame exorbitant rents and a lack of affordable housing long-standing problems on the arrival of 200,000 migrants in the city since the spring of 2022. In a characteristically reactionary manner, Mayor Adams responded to criticism of his cruel attack on a most vulnerable section of the population by saying, "People said it's inhumane to put people out during the wintertime, so now they say it's inhumane to do it in the summertime. There's no good time." Adams made his comment knowing full well that he had argued in court last October that the city's right to shelter requirement, which has been on the books since 1981, should be suspended entirely. At that time, Adams said that removing the guarantee of shelter for migrants would send a message to those seeking to come to the United States to be upfront that New York City cannot single-handedly provide care to everyone crossing our border. New York City is not the only U.S. city evicting migrants from shelters, as reported by the WSWS in February. Hundreds of migrants were discharged in Denver under new regulations adopted by the Democratic Party administration of Mayor Mike Johnston that allow families up to a maximum of 6 weeks and migrants without children just 14 days to stay in a shelter in the city. Of the 40,000 migrants, many of them from Venezuela, who have arrived over the past 2 years, 3,800 are living in shelters. The draconian evictions in New York City have been condemned by immigrant rights organizations. Speaking on a panel earlier this month, Deborah Berkman, a project director at the New York Legal Assistance Group, said, "It seems extremely likely that we will see an increase in street homelessness."